Welcome to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Roling. Do you believe you are capable of choosing your future? Sometimes it takes just one person to believe in you, or you to believe in yourself. If you find yourself continuing to say, someday I will take better care of myself, only to continue living the same day over and over and over again, then you, my friend, are in the right place. I am your biggest cheerleader, inspiring you to become you on purpose and with intention. Are you ready to create a life you love? I'm excited to share with you some big ideas that you can use today to inspire, impact, and influence your life and everyone in it. The Becoming You show starts now. Hello, my friends. How are you? I'm pre-recording this episode because I'm going to be in Houston on Friday at our redesign retreat, and I'm so excited to spend 2 whole days working on personal development and self-discovery and impactful awareness. I truly can't imagine anything more fun and more exciting. So if you didn't get to go this time, we're doing another live event on February 17th. So save the date for that, and more to come soon. Self-discovery and personal awareness. They seem like trendy words. They seem like things that might be fun to do when we are younger, when we are older, when we don't have kids, when our kids are out of the house, when we retire, when we have more downtime, when we're less busy. Maybe it's only available to us when we travel for an hour, maybe on the plane every so often. And I get it. There are lots of excuses as to why this isn't a good time, a right time, a better time to do this work. And I'm here to tell you why this work is not something you should think about doing as if it is optional. I am here to tell you that this work is your responsibility. Yes, I know it is a pretty bold and direct statement, but I'm going to share with you 4 reasons why these excuses that we make to not make personal development a daily practice, these excuses are so costly, and I'm going to try to sell you on the idea. Now, I don't love the idea of quote unquote selling anything except to sell you on you. You're my very favorite subject. So yes, what I'm going to talk about today is how you are the beneficiary of your work in self-awareness and personal growth, and how selfishly I am too. But let me first start with my story. And you might have heard me talk about this before, but I think it sets the stage for why this work matters and how costly it is to dismiss this work, ultimately dismissing you. I was raised by one parent, my mother, who, as you know, if you've listened to me share anything about this amazing person, you will know that she is the greatest influencer of my life. I do this work in her honor every single hour of every single day. I had 2 older siblings growing up, a brother and a sister. My brother was diagnosed with spinal meningitis at the age of 18 months. Doctors told him that he would be a vegetable the rest of his life. And so my mom was brave enough to challenge their insight and bring him home, thinking that if he was going to be a vegetable in the hospital, he might as well be living at home being a vegetable. She found resources to help him walk again, to help him talk again. Now, forever, he continues to this day to have a seizure disorder. His concerns, his health, was certainly, when I was growing up, way more important than any of the little nuances or challenges that I might be having at any given time. It was him in and out of hospitals, not me. It was him that every time the sirens went off in our little town of Hudson, there was a panic and a worry for his life. And when a little voice in me suggested otherwise, I labeled myself as selfish. My thought was, Leah, How could you be thinking about yourself in this situation? Whatever situation it was, no matter the hurt, no matter the struggle, no matter the challenge, how could you be thinking about yourself in this situation when your brother fights for his life every single day and your mother is spread thin raising 3 kids on her own with a meager salary? I believe that is when I started to correlate mattering with selfishness, as if my mattering took away from my brother's mattering, my mother's mattering, and my sister's mattering. In my mind, it did. And so every hurt thought, every sad feeling, I dismissed for the greater good. And I went into the world fighting for everyone else's life, discounting my own. If asked how I was fine. I was always fine. I developed an achievement complex to try to solve for the not fine. I thought that if I was smarter, more athletic, more pretty, more kind, then I wouldn't be lying when I said I was fine. I truly, truly thought that these things would solve for it. I read so many books on personal development, but not as an awareness tool for me to explore who I was, why I was, and how I felt. No. They became tools to confirm just how not fine I was. This not fine and needing to be fine was a dance that I would do until I was too exhausted to do the dance anymore, too tired pretending to be fine, so resentful that other people got to share how they really felt, so discouraged that none of the accomplishments solved for my unfine, and so disconnected with others and myself that the only thing left to do was nothing I had ever up to that point allowed for myself. And that was just to be unfine. What if I wasn't supposed to be fine? What if I was wrong about that? What if all the personal development books I read were to support and accept myself without needing to be fixed or fine? What if they were written to support my growth as opposed to confirm my not enoughness? What if I didn't need fixed? What if the only thing that needed fixed was this idea, this very strong held belief and conviction that I did? To fix that required a new journey, a new mindset, one of both curiosity and compassion for myself. And this is the same journey I'm inviting you to. And it is a journey. It is a daily practice. It is not a once a month discovery. It's not a negotiable exploration, at least not if you want to live the fullest life ever. If you want to make a difference in the world, if you want to impact those around you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, and yourself, this is the way. This journey requires daily reflection, daily habits, routines. It also requires a fair amount of grace and patience to allow you to uncover what has always been. But we've just been too busy trying to find fine, trying to search for worth, trying to matter, trying to be enough, fighting for our souls, that we forgot to listen to them. This journey saved my life. Metaphorically, figuratively, actually. This process of discovery, decision-making, becoming, and living as full and as all out as I can was life-changing. And I believe now it is something that not only I get to do every day, but it is my responsibility. I believe that we all have unique and brilliant gifts and geniuses. And I believe that we also had nothing to do with them. They were given to us. The only caveat in getting these gifts is that we have to do the work to find them within, cultivate them, and share them as big as we possibly can. I believe that is why we're here. I believe that is our purpose. And when we make excuses as to why this work is not for us, why we either don't need it, or we don't have the time for it, or we think it's selfish, or we think it's woo-woo, or it lacks this scientific rigor, or we think it's just for everyone else, this excuse, it's costly. And I know that if you're here with me, you're not making excuses. You're here, you're in the ring, you're doing this work because you know it matters. It's bigger than you, but it is you. It doesn't matter despite you. It matters because of you. We have to remember that you are here. You are the only one of you. You are supposed to be here. You are not a design flaw. You are made with a unique set of gifts. And I hope you know that. And I honor and I appreciate you for being here, for doing this work and inspiring other people to do the work as well, to live into their gifts and geniuses so that we, collective, the world, benefits from each and every one of us. And if you haven't, would you mind sharing this? I would love to get this message in particular, to as many people, because I don't want anyone else to waste decades. Yes, decades I wasted, like I did, to discover the truth about life and themselves. So if you could share with maybe 2 or 3 of your closest friends, the ones that you want to do this life with, we can make a difference. I truly believe that. So the cost of excuses, 4 things. The first thing, when we excuse our own growth, our own possibility of potential, it costs us clarity. When you don't know who you are, you don't know what to do. I had no idea who I was. I was who everyone wanted me to be. I had no sense of self. I never allowed myself to. I thought I was selfish. I believe now that not knowing who you are, pretending, lying about who you are, not doing this work, and then blaming it on everyone else, that is selfish. This work helps you discover not only who you are and who you want to become, but it helps you identify who you want to be in relationship to others, how you want to show up for your family and your friends. It helps you better understand and define what success looks like for you, not for anyone else. Not because it would be better for anyone else, not to get accolades or validation from anyone else, because once you have the clarity of your own knowing, you won't need it. You won't need permission. People have spent thousands of dollars trying to find their purpose. I believe that having clarity of self is the purpose. Is there any better purpose than knowing yourself and then taking that fully expressed version out into the kitchens of our homes, into the hearts of those we love? And we get to take that clarity to serve the world in whatever way we're called to do. I believe that is your purpose. It also costs you time. Imagine how much time has been wasted, at least for me, decades and decades and decades, solving for this enoughness, fighting for worth, discounting our unfine. I've wasted so many years of my life accomplishing things that don't matter, trying to fulfill relationships that were not fulfilling, time stuck in my own shame, blame loop, shame that there is something wrong with me. And when that becomes exhausting, then I go to blame that there's something wrong with them. And this loop is toxic. And it creates all sorts of scarcity in our own psychology. Scarcity by way of not enough money, not enough joy, not enough time, not enough of everything that we want more of. And we find ourselves complaining, at least for me, not out loud necessarily, but silently resenting why the hell you haven't figured it out. At least for me. On the outside, it sure looked like I had. Checking boxes, faking fine, making money, going through the motions, tired, unfulfilled, and wondering if this is it. Oh, friends, there's so much to discover about yourself, so much to learn and explore, so much of all of you to love, including and especially the times when you don't feel fine, as if we're supposed to always feel fine. The times when you question your worth, as if we weren't supposed to. Brene Brown says that the only people that don't question their worth are sociopaths. So great news. If you question your worth from time to time, you're not a sociopath. I think this void that we feel, call it that feeling of unworthy, not enough, unfine, I think it's there for us as a reminder that growth is available for us to choose. Think about it. If we always felt perfectly enough, perfectly worthy, perfectly fine, then what? What would we try to make progress in? Why would we even need goals? I mean, I think the only reason we set goals in the first place, or at least what I teach, is to see what we can learn about ourselves, to see who we become in the process. I promise you, it's not going to be any better once you get there. A lot of people set up goals thinking that once they get there, your life will be better. Things will be more content. You will be happier. Your relationships will be better. But I'm here to offer you, it's not going to be any better there. It's just that you will have different experience to lean into. You will still have doubt. You will still have this underlying story of not enough. But the difference is when you do this work, you are not handcuffed to the story. You are freed by it. You're not indulgent in these emotions. They don't keep you from making progress. They inspire it. When you see not enough, unworthy as a flaw, something to solve for, you waste so much time and energy, and you will ultimately come back to confirmation of its truth. I want instead to encourage you to see not enough, unworthy as an opportunity to explore the possibilities in spite. That is real courage. Okay, so our excuses as to why personal development is not available to us is costly. It costs not only our clarity, our own knowing, our purpose, but it also costs us time. Time in doubt, delay, distractions, trying to solve for the unsolvable. It also costs us relationships. When you're not doing the work to explore the very essence of who you are, how can you bring yourself into the world authentically and honestly? If you are disconnected to yourself, how do you expect to connect with others in a meaningful way? How are you role modeling grace, patience, and love for yourself and others? None of these questions are in judgment. Rather, questions that I ask myself on the regular, daily. I have spent so much of my life discounting my voice, thinking that everyone else has better answers, needing validation, raising my hand for permission, feeling stuck and frozen in decisions in the land of maybe, waiting for answers and advice from others. And the result was a crap ton of learning from making a crap ton of wrong decisions. I never trusted me because I never listened to me. My relationship was so severed because instead of listening to what I really wanted, listening to how I really felt, self-aware enough to pay attention to how I was showing up, self-aware enough to know that I was creating my results, not anyone else. Shame, blame, scarcity had me running from my life instead of living it. And when I chose to matter, despite these little voices of doubt, I started paying attention to myself. I started to listen to myself. I started to trust myself. I started to not care so much about what other people thought I should do. And instead, I did what I knew to do. When I started loving me, for me, I didn't need anyone else to. And when I didn't need to be any different for myself, I realized I didn't need anyone else to be different. I didn't need anybody else to be different so that I could feel better. I didn't need my kids to act in a different way so that I could feel better about myself. I didn't need my husband to show up in a different way so that I felt respected. The only person that needed me to respect me was me. And when you no longer need anyone to be different, to do things better, to stop doing things this way or that way to feel better, you just get to choose to love them exactly where they are. Is it harder some days than others? Yes, yes, but it is the most worthwhile work you will ever do. Yes. Is it always available to do? Yes. Will you be imperfect at it? Yes. Should you do it anyway? Well, that's completely up to you to decide. But I choose yes for myself. And the last thing that it costs you, this excusing your growth, this excusing your own mattering, this personal mastery journey is peace. I was actually debating on having this fourth cost component be joy, but then I thought, nope, peace is better than joy. Peace for me is accepting that there will be days of sorrow, days of disappointment and heartache. There will be days of frustration and anger and adversity, days of resentment and bitterness. And in these days, there is so much remarkable opportunity for growth. There is an opportunity to discover what needs healed within you. The goal is not necessarily always joy, although it is an emotion that I try to bring to as many moments as I can. But the underlying piece to know that I can be unfine without defending it, explaining it, reacting to it, or dismissing it, but actually feeling it is what allows me to live the entirety of my life. Peace for me is in the middle. And as you know, I always try to teach and try to live from that place. Peace is not the absence of joy or happiness. It's also not the absence of sorrow or disappointment. Peace is the acceptance of the full expression of what it means to be a human, experiencing the entire range of emotions. That is what is available when you do this work, when you practice personal development on the daily, when you truly accept that there will be moments that are not so great and moments that are absolutely amazing. Awareness in these moments to listen, to understand, to pay attention to what you really need and want will allow you to grow in the shifts and not allow these moments to turn into months, years, decades of despair, doubt, and unknowing. Please, please don't wait decades to explore the beauty that is your life. These excuses are costly. The cost, your clarity, your knowing your purpose. The cost, your integrity. They cost you time, days, months, years, decades of your life. They cost you relationships, the ones that matter the most, and the one with yourself. And they cost you peace. In this peace is trust, a faith almost that you have this, a faith that you know what to do, faith that you are amazing and incredible, and also messy and imperfect. I do hope that you will continue doing this work, making it a daily habit to learn and discover and explore and dig in to the brilliance of your being. It is by far the most important work that you will ever do. And if you want help doing this work and taking this to the next level for yourself, I got you. If you're not already, get on the wait list for my Clutter-Free in 3 Master Program. If you're tired living the life that everyone else wants you to, and you want to finally have the time to create the one you want, I want to invite you, encourage you to head over to my website at www.leahroling.com. Book a strategy call with me. Let's explore the possibility of your potential together. And let's see if this Clutter-Free in 3 Master Program is for you. I know for me, this journey was life-changing and transformational. I know that I had to learn a few things about myself to know how I was showing up. whether or not the things that I was doing by way of habits and behaviors was serving me or costing me. How my mind was sabotaging me. My limiting beliefs were keeping me stuck and caged in a life that I pretended to like. My emotions, not felt. All of these areas of our life, we are going to explore, declutter, and set ourselves free. My goal, my hope for this program is that we go from frenzied, that overwhelmed, that burned out, that unknowing, that doubt, that indecision, to free to make the choice, make the decisions, and start living our life. The master program is for you. If you want to take everything that I teach here to the next level, if you're tired of not having the clarity that you want, if you're tired of not having the time to do the things that matter, if you're tired of not having the peace and the relationships that you want in your life, come check this program out for you. It's online, it's self-paced, it's broken into 7 different learning modules, including lecture material, videos, audits, worksheets, assignments, call recordings with live weekly group coaching. I am going to be there to hold you accountable, to inspire you, to coach you through where you get stuck, to get you out of the drama that we indulge in, to start setting habits that support this life you want to live. I'm going to teach you the 5 principles of self-discovery as they are weaved in all the areas where we clutter our potential and our peace. I hope you'll be a part of this program. Have an amazing one, everyone. If you're in the States, happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you all next week. Have an amazing one. Take care. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Becoming You show with me, your host, Leah Roling, where I share big ideas to inspire, impact, and influence your life. Tune in every Friday at 11 Central on transformationtalkradio.com for your morning cup of coffee, the hug you never want to end, and that inspirational message that you felt was written just for you. Each show is inspiring you to become you with purpose and intention. For more information or to connect with me, visit www.leahroling.com.